What's going on, believers? Guys, I wanted to talk to you today about what are the 4 tokens that I would pick if I had to invest on just 4 tokens. And we're only talking out of the top 100 current altcoins. There's a couple of them that that I know, that are going to be in that top 100 soon enough. They're not there now. So we're going to talk about these 4. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
Trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit.
All right, guys, first things first, if you could give me a follow at Believes Crypto on Twitter, that would help me greatly. Trying to build up social media, and it sure would help, especially if you're a fan of Bad Religion, Descendants, Killswitch Engage, Banana Task Force Apes, Volt Inu, or you're a fan of Bitcoin or monkeys with a mohawk. Bonobos have mohawks. Moving on. All right, guys, the first asset that we're going to go for is Bitcoin, currently trading at about $20,000. Why am I going to pick Bitcoin? Well, this is the store of value. This is the token that, beyond all others, if everything collapsed tomorrow, there would be one survivor. That survivor would be Bitcoin, and it would continue to run. Now, if you watch the news, if you pay attention to what's going on in the crypto space, then you will know that there is mass adoption happening with Bitcoin right now. So it stands to reason that the predominant investment is also the safest and the slowest to appreciate, or the appreciation has already happened for the most part. Now, in the next run, I do expect that Bitcoin's going to hit around $100,000. Now, if we have a normal sort of bull run, I'm going to expect somewhere in the neighborhood of 150,000. But I do think that there is the capacity right now for us to have a nice little run by the end of this year, maybe touch around 2.7 trillion, 3 trillion, with a larger level of Bitcoin dominance because of what's going on in the world right now, and because of the safety that Bitcoin represents compared to other tokens. And that puts it in the realm of maybe 70,000. So let's call it 70 right now and say that that's going to give us about a 3.5% increase on our investment from where we are right now. Now, moving on, there is another one that these kind of go hand in hand, but the number 2 token that I'm talking about is going to be Ethereum. Ethereum is second to Bitcoin in dominance. It's the one that everybody uses on a daily basis. It's a market cap of about 1/3 of where Bitcoin is, and sometimes it gets up a little bit higher. And the reason for that is very simple. Everything is built on Ethereum. If you start to go around the bend, shall we say, and you start to look at all of the different layer 2 solutions, then you find very rapidly that layer 2 solutions are basically built on the Ethereum chain. Things like Matic, you're going to find they're built on the Ethereum chain because Ethereum is where the traffic is. It's what moves the needle. When you look at the charts and you kind of take a dive down, the next token up is, I believe it's Cardano. You have a couple of other ones that are in there, but they're just really not that close. The other one, by the way, at number 5, I believe right now, is BNB. It's a layer 2 solution to the Ethereum blockchain. So everything is built on Ethereum. So it stands to reason when they move to proof of stake, which, we don't know when that's going to be, but it's going to be fairly soon. I believe August is when we're going to see the first inklings of proof of stake, and that's going to change the dynamic of energy needs for Ethereum, and that could be the impetus to at least start the flippening. And if you've been in crypto for a while, you know what the flippening is. Ethereum is the one. Trading at $1,112 right now, down on the day, as a matter of fact, but it had a high of 4,800. So we're talking about 4x. Now, if we get on a run and Bitcoin hits 70,000, then I expect Ethereum to hit 6,000. So you're looking at about a 5 or 6x from where you are right now. So I would put at least a quarter of my investment into Ethereum. Again, very safe. It's definitely going to move. I'm going to get a nice move on this. But the number three is where I'm going to take a risk. Now, my risk here is Kronos. Now, if you don't know what Kronos is, you've been sleeping under a rock. Kronos is crypto.com. Nothing says cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, but nothing else says cryptocurrency like crypto.com. If I want to find out about crypto, where would I go? Duh, I would go to crypto.com. That's the thinking that the common person is going to have. Now, at some point, the fact that it's just crypto.com is going to be enough to take this token, which is trading right now at 11 cents. And it does, by the way, have a blockchain in order to build upon that allows you to put dApps and create in the DeFi space new use cases for it. But let's just put a pin in that for just a second, because we're just looking for, right now we're on a wish list right here. This is our pie in the sky sort of, I think this is going to move sort of thing. And we're talking about 11 cents, right? And a $2.9 billion market cap. Now, when we look at Bitcoin and we look at a 3.5 move, and we look at Ethereum and we look at a 4 or a 5 move, now we're looking at crypto.com. And I just want you to think about the name itself. Think about the arenas that it sponsors. Think about the athletics that it sponsors. Think about all of the things. Now, I know we've heard in the market that there's layoffs. There's always going to be layoffs. Binance is trying to toot their horn right now. Listen, nobody cares about that. So when Binance is talking about, well, we didn't do any ads for the Super Bowl, and we didn't do any this, and we didn't do any that. Listen, you can't do business in the United States anyway. You have to use a secondary entity called Binance.us just to do business here. So no wonder you didn't advertise. This is not your place. This is the place of crypto.com. So it's going to move. Listen, one of the things that you can point out here is market cap. Now, what if I told you that if Ethereum could triple or 5x its market cap and get to about 600 or 700 billion, which it can do? What if I told you that Kronos could get to a 300 billion market cap, which means that that is 100x from where it is right now? And that puts it at $11 a share. So guys, this is the one where I think that the life-changing sort of money is going to happen. So this is one that I'm going to put 15% into this one. Now, I've got one more risk. It's not as big a risk. I think this one's a very solid play, but I also think that it's got a lot of room to grow. And that fourth one is Polkadot. Polkadot's currently trading at $7.63 for one token right now, and it has a market cap of $8.6 billion. But let's talk about seriousness here. One day, Bitcoin's network will communicate with another network, and that will be Ethereum, or it will be Kronos, or it will be another network. And the reason that it will is going to be because of the Polkadot ecosystem. Polkadot represents a layer 0 solution, which means when you have a blockchain, it cannot communicate with another blockchain without a bridge. Well, Polkadot eliminates the need for the bridge because it already is a bridge as a layer 0 solution. So you're able to build smart contracts on it to communicate between a Bitcoin network and an Ethereum network, or a Kronos network, or any of the myriad of layer 2 networks, or any other layer 1 networks that are out there. So Polkadot, by virtue of having exactly what you will need for the future, so that all business, all entities, so everybody on each blockchain can communicate in case we have, let's say, an NFT in the future is probably going to be the title to a house. But let's say that one's going to be on the Bitcoin network and another one's going to be on the Ethereum network. Well, you're going to have to transfer that, and Polkadot represents a perfect place to make all of these things happen. It creates a centralized hub for which everything goes. And in a good market, if we can get 300 billion out of crypto.com because of name recognition alone, then we can probably get 150 billion out of Polkadot. 150 billion out of Polkadot represents about a 20x from where it is. So I'm going to put 10% into that. That's going to cover my 100%. Now, let's move on. All right, guys. So I've put 50% of my holding into Bitcoin. I've put 25% into Ethereum because they're stable, because they're going to work for me. They're going to give me something that I need, which is slow, steady growth. Then I'm going to take my risk. My risk is going to come from crypto.com at 15%. And then I'm going to throw a little side risk in here, but it's a side risk that I think really has an enormous payoff down the road. And that enormous side risk is Polkadot. So guys, Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you don't like my suggestions, come up with your own suggestions. Let's have a discussion about it. Talk me out of my decisions here. But I can tell you what, you're not going to talk me out of Bitcoin. You're not going to talk me out of Ethereum, but you are welcome to start talking me out of crypto.com or Polkadot. Again, I want to know what you think in the comments down below. Let's get a conversation started. Thank you so much for your time. And remember this is not financial advice. My name's Bleeds, and I am always right, except when you think I'm wrong, which in that case, I guess that makes you wrong. Have a good day, guys, and we'll talk to you again soon.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining.